Hi everybody, and welcome to the second to last lesson of the course. Not just the chapter, the course. How does that make you feel? Before we get into it, we're going to take a quick review of the Pythagorean theorem. So solve for the hypotenuse. Well, it's a little Pinocchio there. Okay, so hopefully that's review. I mean, you've been doing this since grade 8. Pythagorean theorem is great, but it's only usable when you've got right angle triangles. And, well, I mean, hopefully you knew it anyways, but last section proved definitively not every triangle is a right angle triangle. So what do? If we were to rearrange the Pythagorean theorem, so normally we have a squared plus b squared equals c squared, and do it backwards. I want you to notice it reappears in the cosine law. Cosine. Now we have a little bit of extra gobbledygook here to deal with the fact that it's not a 90-degree angle. Now, I call it 3 cosine laws, but really it's just the same cosine law over and over and over again. Notice though, we use the same naming system as in the sine law. All right. Again, capital A means angle, lowercase a means the length. So when do we use this? No 90-degree angle. That's important. When we have side angle side or an angle sandwich, right? Side, angle, side. Or we know all 3 sides and we're looking for an angle. So determine the length of A. So this little guy here is A. This follows exactly our formula. We don't have to do any thinking here whatsoever. Write out the formula, fill in your values, and go. Now, the critical thing to remember here is you got to follow BEDMAS. Okay, the formula itself is pretty straightforward, but where I find most people have troubles with this formula is they forget that they have to do the exponents before they can add them. Or they forget that they have to finish this multiplication before they can do the addition subtraction. That is usually where people run into troubles. So give it a shot. It's a slightly more complicated feature only because we're working with C instead of A. Now, I'm being precise just for teaching purposes. I don't care if you mix up the non-angle matchy side, and I'll explain that in a second. Actually, I'll explain it on the next one. Where'd we go? Notice I skipped out on a whole lot of steps. As always, the first one I show you everything. The second one I start showing you what I expect to see out of you. Okay, you don't need to show me everything. I can trust that your algebra skills are there, hopefully. Okay, now here's where it becomes important. Okay, so they got to be across from one another. They got to match up. So the length that you're solving for matches the angle in the middle. The angle at the end, the angle. Hopefully, yeah. Anyways, it's that pair. And again, this is where bedmass becomes critical. And this one, you're probably going to want to show me a few more steps than you would like to, because of the bedmass behind it. Right? Since these are both positive, I have to subtract them to move them over. Since they're both negatives, they cancel out and leave me with a positive. And unfortunately, this one, it doesn't seem like it's any shorter than it really, I can't shorten it down anymore. So when you do your example on the next page, this is pretty much what you're going to have to do. And again, bed mass is where people are going to screw up. The 36 and the 24 have to be added to, the 58.8 times cos F has to be multiplied before you can add it to the 36 or the 24. Okay? BEDMAS says the multiplication must be done first. So you can't combine the 58.8 with those other two values. right? Treat it like an x, so it can't be added in. All right, give it a shot. Solve for angle A. $56 times 2 is $112. All right, now I'll use my cheat sheet. So it's not a hard formula to use, providing you remember your algebra, and more importantly, providing you remember your BEDMAS. All right, enjoy the work, and just think happy thoughts. One more lesson to go.